This world is mine. This world is yours. This world is called Kidz Universe. KITZUNIVERS.
Hello everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by at Kidz Universe, the place where we inspire kids of all ages from 0 to 120 and over. This is the place to learn from each other because the younger could learn from the wiser and the wiser can learn from the younger. I refuse to say old because we are never old. We're just growing and learning, and that's all what life is all about. Today at Kidz Universe, my special guest is a beautiful soul. Her name is Yael, and she happens to be my daughter. She is 12 years old, and she is natural healer. She is also a leader, a humanitarian, and a person who would love to help the world to be a better place, and we'll find out how she would like to do it. So, Yael, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. It's my opportunity to ask you questions so that I can learn from you. And the rest of us can learn from you too. And if you have questions for me, we'll explore that too. How does that sound?
Good.
Good? Well, welcome to Kidz Universe. And usually, let me tell you that and tell everyone, we are not seeing Yael because she's behind the camera. But today, here is the opportunity to see and hear her. So, Yael, the first question that I always ask, what is the big dream? And what I mean by big dream, it doesn't have to be super grand, but what's the vision that you have for yourself right now?
My big dream, I would say, is probably just to help people, and I like to work with kids, so I would like to, in some way, combine working with kids and helping or healing, or, yeah.
So when you say kids, what age specifically do you like to work with?
From newborns to, I don't know, like to 9.
To 9? Newborns to 9? Okay. Well, that sounds great. Where did you pick up the idea?
Well, I help you with your classes on Saturdays, and I just really like to work with kids. They make me happy. It's like something that I would want to do in my free time is just to either play with kids or...
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, what Yael is referring to around Saturdays, it's the music and movement program that we are doing, and we do work with families and bringing families together through music, from newborns up to 4 or 5 years old right now, and she is an amazing help. So thank you for that. Have you always known what you wanted to be?
Well, I've always known that I want to be in the medical field, so first I wanted to be a dentist, and then I wanted to be some kind of doctor, and now I finally made it more specific, and now I want to be a pediatrician.
Mm-hmm. So, and you are, what grade are you in?
In 8th.
In the 8th grade, so middle school. Okay, so my question around your friends. You have a lot of friends, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes in school, conflicts could be a part of the school life, right? So what are the usual, like the typical conflicts at this age, like the 12-year-olds? What are the issues that people usually clash on?
I mean, there's a lot of people who just, like, out of a small argument, they make it a really huge argument. So it's very difficult to stay calm at those times. But they just, like, make everything too dramatic.
In your opinion? And what is the way out of it?
Just to be friends with better people who like never have drama or conflicts. I mean, once in a while it does happen, but just to be friends with people who are better friends. Like we don't get into fights over and over and over again.
But when the argument happens, do you have a solution? Like, what would you do if because it's a part of life. What is the solution to that?
Well, when I've been in arguments or conflicts, I just like to go up to the person and talk it out, and both of us usually just apologize, and yeah.
Nice. Do people come to you for advice?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of the times they're always like, "Oh, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? I got in a fight with this person." So yeah,
And you help them? Yeah. So what would you advise other people? It's kind of a similar question, but other friends out there who have friends with conflicts, what would you tell those people how to step up and really help the ones that you like, and you still want to be friends with them, but they cannot come to any sort of resolution, like easy resolution with each other?
I mean, with the friends that I've wanted to stay friends with, but we kept getting in fights over and over, I kind of just let them know. Like, I asked them first, what can I do to be a better friend? And then they tell me, and I say, okay, well, I'll try and improve on that. And then they usually ask me afterwards, like, what can I do to be a better friend? And I always, like, let them know, like, not straight up, I just, like, imply it throughout the conversation. So it usually, like, gets better over time, but it's not ever immediately.
Nice. When you yourself, does it happen to you that you feel blue or down or sad sometimes?
Yes.
It does? Okay, so what's the way out for yourself?
I mean, I really love to just draw. There's a thing called Zentangles where it's just a outline and then you can just draw whatever you want inside of it. But I also like to make clay creations, like either some animals out of clay or just different objects.
That's exactly what I would love to learn from you, and we have some of the creations right here today. So we'll, if you, with your permission, I would love to learn from you. And also, if you guys would like to learn how to use clay, Yael is going to be our teacher today. But before we get into those creations, the question that I had in mind, how do you define creativity in general? What is creativity for you?
I say that creativity is, it's hard to explain, but it's like just creative in your own way. So for example, like the abstract, it wasn't understood at first, and then abstract became popular. So it's basically just being creative in your own way or unique.
So you don't have to be an artist to start creating, right? Do you have to be a singer to start singing? Because I know you sing a lot, right?
Yeah.
So creativity in general is just, to me, this is what life is all about. Yeah. And you can use it in any possible way to as a self-healing device, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you please tell us what is actually, let me just move this out of the way. See, we have these beautiful creations that you did before.
Yes.
Can you explain and show?
So this is a unicorn that I made. I am usually the unicorn who comes around before and after the show. So I just made a unicorn out of clay. And
Here unicorns fly.
And then
they don't fly. Hummingbirds fly.
And then I also made a whale, which...
And that's very detailed. I don't know how you do it. I cannot. I would love to learn from you.
And then today what we're making is just a pumpkin.
A pumpkin. Well,
Yes.
Halloween is around the corner, right? And it's
Yes.
also the pumpkin season. All right. So if you are ready to be the teacher, please, I'm ready to be the student. So could you explain how to make the pumpkin? And it's a very simple. It's the
Yes.
most. it's the simplest. Or the most
Simplest,
simple.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The most simple out of the three that we have here. And as you're teaching me, I will, is it okay if I keep asking or
Yes.
you go?
You can keep asking.
Keep asking. Okay, well, this is just one step at a time. So this is,
This is polymer clay. Whoops. It's orange polymer clay that bakes in the oven to set. So that's for you. And then
so you bake it right after you make it, right? You
Well,
make it first and then you
Yes.
bake it in the oven. We're not going to do it today, but you guys can do it at home.
so you just need to mush it in your hands a little bit
Mush it
so
in
that
your
it
hands.
becomes moldable.
Okay. So while we are doing it, who's been the most influence in your life?
Thank you.
Me?
Yes.
Wow, I'm flattered. In what way?
Well, you taught me first all of the basics in life. And,
Basics?
yes.
What kind of basics?
like reading, writing. Well, the teachers
Okay.
also helped with that. But still, like, you taught me how to speak the language. You still cared for me when I was little and still do. And you really just teach me what I should. I don't know how to phrase this, but like you teach me all of the beliefs that I should have about myself. Like when I'm down, then you're like, well, you shouldn't care about what other people say about you. And you just give me like all of the care and support that I need.
Got it.
Okay.
What do you think about the difference? Do you think there is a gap between the big kids, as I call it, the adults, and the children?
Well, yes, because I feel like kids, they don't really know what adult life is about. Like, they don't know what working is like or like having responsibility, like if we're talking about younger kids. But adults, they just, like, they're older, they're more mature, but sometimes they just, like, need to live in the moment and, like, not worry about anything. So I feel like that's what they've forgotten to do. So we need to roll it in the ball.
Sure. So did we do it?
Yes.
So,
Maybe
okay.
just
Is
a
it,
little
will
bit
it
more.
work? Is it a good enough ball?
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
what do we do next?
So we just need to, like, put it on the plate and then just mush it down a little bit so that there's a little, like, dome in it,
Okay.
but not a lot. And then just smooth it out like that
Smooth it out.
so that it can stand once you bake it.
Oh, that's the bottom. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have a toothpick.
This is
on
a
your-
toothpick.
Yes.
And
so
then?
you just take it from the top with this and then roll it down to make these little indents on the
Oh,
pumpkin.
that's how you do it.
Yes.
See? It's easier for me to write a song rather than do this. Yeah. So when you, while we are doing this, when you are looking at the relationship between parents and kids, what does that relationship ideally look like for you, or feel, or in your opinion, what is that relationship gonna look like for you ideally? Is it like you do it my way, or is it more in a democratic way, meaning let's discuss it?
Well, I feel like the relationship should be just like very caring, but also parents, like, I know how kids get mad if someone pushes, like if your parents pushes you to do something that will benefit you, like going to some kind of language class or whatever. But like once you grow up, you'll know that it really affected your future in a good way. So it should be still very caring, but if the child really, really, really doesn't want to do something and you can see that, then I feel like you can maybe put in a smaller amount or like gradually get a child into that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So what do we do with this green?
So you just need to make it into like a little
cone?
Cone, yeah.
A little cone.
I guess.
Can you? Okay.
Maybe you can take a little piece off because that looks a little bit too
See,
big.
I told you.
So-
Okay, but I'm willing to learn. See, that's what. Is it good enough?
Just a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we're just gonna stick it on in the center of your dome.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take your toothpick and just mold it down a little bit so that it doesn't fall off.
Oh, okay. Good.
So just all around the bottom, like this.
Uh-huh. Nice. Beautiful. And that's it? And then you bake it?
Yes.
And it's ready?
And then after you bake it, if you want to have it look like that, I just put a little clear spray paint on it so that it looks shinier or just more
After you
smooth.
bake it or
Yes.
before you bake
No,
it?
after you bake
So
it.
after you bake it, you can put the clear
The clear spray paint or
Spray
clear
paint.
nail polish, whatever.
or the nail polish. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, this is also that my nails is Yael's creation too. So you are very, very creative,
Yes.
and you guys can use creativity in any way possible. Sometimes it does bring up your mood and all the best in you. So that's awesome. Thank you. And it's very simple, and you can do it right before Halloween or before Thanksgiving and surprise your moms and dads, or it could become a family project, something fun to do with your mom, dad, siblings, right? You name it.
Yes.
What are your favorite books so far out of everything that you've read?
I really enjoy the Harry Potter series. And then I also read a book, I think, when I was in 5th grade called Esperanza Rising, which was like really an eye-opening book, I guess, to me. And right now I'm reading the 2nd series of Percy Jackson, which I'm really enjoying and really interested in.
And eye-opening in what way?
Like, it really made me understand the, like, hardship in life, I guess, like the hardships. Like, the challenges and obstacles in life that you have to get through.
Got it. Yes. What is important? What really lights you up? What do you like? What brings joy?
Well, I do like reading and then, again, just making the clay
Creative.
creations. And I really like to paint also.
Yeah, drawing, paint,
And also hang out with family.
with family. Nice. Okay. So I want to switch roles right now. And since you've been my teacher in creative in creations, now if you have any questions, I am willing to answer anything that you would like to know.
What is the legacy that you would like to leave?
What's the legacy I would love to leave? Well, that's a great question. My dream and the legacy, it's just to let everybody know, everybody on this planet, that they are loved, they are seen, they are appreciated, and they matter. Since the early time, since the time they are born. That's the legacy. And if I can spread the message of love, appreciation, and as a result, peace, that's the legacy I wanna leave behind.
Okay.
Can I kind of throw the same question at you? What's the legacy that you would like to live?
I just probably want to, like, let everyone know that they also mattered, and I don't know. Well, right now I still don't know, but I just want to, like, I guess bring world peace or just help people's lives.
You're very, very caring. So yes, I totally get it. Ooh. So Any other questions?
What is one thing that you miss from your childhood?
Oh my goodness, that's a good one. I love being in the moment. It's just the fact that you can just be, have fun, and not worry about anything else. It's like your brother, Yanis, said, Mom, sometimes the adults forget how to have fun with no agenda, and I loved it. Yeah, so that's what I miss.
Okay. And also another question, what is one experience that you still want to have throughout your lifetime, like skydiving or...
I did skydiving. I did skydiving, and you know why, right? Because I was afraid of heights, and I decided that's the only way to get rid of fear, and you don't really get rid of it, you just go beside it, is just to go through it. So I jumped, as you know. So I did have that experience. So your question is,
what is one more thing that you want to experience in your lifetime?
One more thing that I would love to experience in this lifetime. I would love to actually be in all three worlds. So I decided, okay, well, we're living on the planet Earth, so that's land. I've been in the air. I've done skydiving. Now I want to go underwater. I actually want to swim with the sharks.
Like scuba diving? Or
Scuba
just
diving
swimming with the sharks?
and with the sharks, with the white sharks. I've heard lots of cool stories about that. But on top of that, I would love to create a show just like experiences for people, where more experiences for millions of people, to inspire them to break through any possible limitations that they have. Yes, that's the experience.
Ask one more question?
Of course.
Okay. So what is one more fear that you want to overcome, and how are you going to overcome it? Apart from the fear of heights and apart from the fear of sharks.
You're asking tough questions, lady. So another fear of mine is just sometimes, when you get in your head, and you really would love to go big, meaning big with the message, so that you can create more impact, then it's the fear of staying small, and it's not coming from ego. It's the fear, I guess it's the ego, but I want to overcome it, because really the focus shouldn't be, and I don't want it to be on me, because it's about the message. And when it's about the message, then you don't really fear. But sometimes you do get into your head. So I want to be in alignment with my heart and my head at the same time, so that you become completely unlimited. That we are. Okay. That was a tough question. I never thought about it. Okay, well, thank you. Any other questions that you have? Because I do have some for you.
Okay, you can.
If you could spread a little piece of wisdom to millions of people who are listening and watching to you, what would that be? What would be the message to the world from Yael Spitz?
Probably that there's lots of obstacles in life, but just know that you'll get through them and get past them. Like everyone's always stressed about something, but you still know that you're gonna get over it. And that another thing is also like just to be kind to everyone and to anyone, and if you see that someone's down, try and cheer them up.
Are you kind to yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's important, because to me everything starts with you, and it's not the selfish idea. It's actually the reverse. Because if we are not kind and we are not loving of ourselves, what can we give? You cannot give what you do not have, right? Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. Any family traditions in our family that you would love to, like if I asked you, what is this one tradition that you would love to keep? What would that be? It could be more than one, but if you could name one.
Well,
at least.
Right now you're working a lot more, so
Right now I'm what?
Working a lot
I'm
more.
working a lot.
So before that, we used to have dinner no matter what with each other every night.
I sit down
Yeah.
dinner. Yes.
And we just got to talk about our day and talk about whatever we needed to talk about. And I want to get back to that. We skip a couple of days in a week.
Beautiful. Yeah, I promise we're gonna go back to that. It's important. Yes, it's important. So thank you for reminding me. See, we are learning so much from our children as much as they learn from us. And sometimes it doesn't really matter. We're not keeping score. We just in that state of being the student and being the teacher constantly, and we constantly reverse roles just like we did today. And I want to thank you, Yael, for being on the show, for teaching us how to make this pumpkin, a simple creation that brings a little bit of joy. To me at least, because I used to be not very creative at that, but see, I made something. And so thank you so much for that. Yeah. This is exactly what we do, guys, on the show. I want to say thank you to all of you who've been watching today and the previous shows. If you have any comments, questions, if you have any suggestions, what would you would love to learn, or who you would love to learn from, and what would you love to, what topics you would love to hear about from the experts, my young experts on the show, please contact us. It could be easily through the website, thekidsuniverse.com, when you go to the TV section, or through the email, and you can see it on the screen. So thank you so much for stopping by again, and I just want you to know, we all want you to know that you're loved, you are appreciated, and you matter. But before you leave, usually it's the role of the unicorn, and we have this beautiful unicorn right here, not personified today. So this little unicorn is going to bring a little bit of magic. So let me see where my magic box is, and it's right here. And in that magic box, there is a sash. And you already know, because since you are usually entitled for the role, you know what these letters mean. Everybody who stops by is getting this. VIC. What does it mean?
Very important citizen.
Very important citizen of Kidz Universe. So today, it is my honor to put this sash on you. Here we go, and yay! So, yes, okay, well, because you are important, just like all of you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Hear hummingbirds fly.